Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. Let's jump back into the game. Okay, we're back in the game. I've done a little bit of more chopping and forestry over by the mechanic station there since last episode. And what I've done, or what I'm working on, is I'm just grinding some of the materials out. I'm just trying to make a bunch of tier 3 wood, your high tier wood. The recipe for this requires a lot of resource. Nom Nom and Nom, my three little glow bugs, they all ran away after I stopped feeding them. So I went out and this is Glorb. Don't know. That's what he said his name was. So I wanted to show you what I figured out with those guys. Let me just grab a little bit of cardboard here. These vacuum pumps will place a block if there is space underneath it. So what I have done, and when I had all three of these guys, they would come running in from quite some distance here. But what I've done is I've put this one in on a simple sensor. Come on, Glorb, you can do it. Boink. When he eats it, the sensor trips, and the sensor is just set on a simple little timer. The timer is set to 6 ticks. It's a very short amount of time. I have a NOR and an AND gate set up here, and let's see if I can remember how I put these together. The NOR, if it's not active, it sends a signal. So if this is active, like right now it's active, there's a block in front of it, so it sends a signal, and this is an inverter of that signal. So this comes up and then it inverts this and says, okay, send a no signal. So when there is no block there and the signal turns off, then this turns on and says, okay, now I need a signal. The first thing it does is it sends the signal to the timer, 6-second delay, and then the timer sends a signal to this, what did I say this was? An AND. So this says AND, so it says this and this gate and the timer have to both send a signal in. So it means that the sensor still is sending the no, there's nothing here signal, and the timer has cycled. Then this cycles and sends a pulse to the vacuum pump, which is really handy. I mean, this guy here, one guy doesn't eat that fast, but when I had all three Nom Nom and Nom out here, they were going through this stuff pretty quickly. Like, this was literally just thumping out stock every 6 seconds. I did some experimenting with these, and these blocks, they won't place corn, but they will place any block that you have in inventory up to 16 blocks away. So this is 16 blocks from here to there. Okay, so I stretch out, it's like one full stretch. But if I take one block away, it won't place one there. Or it won't try to. So that gives you a good opportunity to set it up for some building opportunities or whatever. Like, you could set it up to rapid fire and have it 16 blocks off the ground, and it would just literally just thump in those blocks and then move forward and thump in those blocks, which could make block printing very, very, very handy. Now, the reason I'm talking about this kind of stuff is one of the things I want to do, well, what I want to do actually, it's not one of the things, it is the thing I want to do, is I'm going to take a build from Minecraft, done by a builder named Lord Dakar. I've used some of his builds before, and I want to build an actual patrol boat. This thing's going to be a Minecraft build translated into Scrap Mechanic. Now, I did some measurements, and a equivalent block to a Minecraft block based on your player's size, that's 3, that's 4 by 4. Your player can fall through a 4 by 4 hole. That's kind of the way I use that thought. And that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Now if you look at your player, that's almost your height of your player, but not quite. Your player hitbox is actually almost half a block higher than that, which is approximately typical for the Minecraft player. The Minecraft player is 1.5 blocks high by 1 block wide. So let's just fill this in here. See, if I jumped on top of this, and just let me get back into first person here, and I just remove a, like a 2 by 2 thing, I can walk right over top of that. I'd say a 3 by 3, but that's of course going to have it outside the realm of size. But if I go like this, okay, that's a 3 by 3 hole. 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3. He still walks over it. He might be able to get into it if you wiggle just the right way. So that is just the hitbox size. So a 3 by 3 is just the hitbox size. So I figure if I'm going to translate a Minecraft build, I'm going to use blocks that are 4 blocks by 4 blocks. So that would be 1 Minecraft block of tier 3 wood. Now, of course, I don't have to have it solid. Like, it can be a hollow block. So I could very easily just build it like this. There we go, like that. That's still a 1 Minecraft block size, but it's just got hollow holes. That would allow me to design a thing using his thing, and basically all I'd have to do is say, okay, his build instructions are Scrap Mechanic, why do you hate me so much today? Place that back, thank you. His build instructions are, say for example, place 10 blocks. Then I can say, okay, well, 10 blocks would be 40 blocks long, and make it so for it's 40 blocks in length. So what I'm thinking is, what I would like to do is set one of these up so that I can build a side, a part, if you will, and then have this duplicate that part on the opposite side of the ship. Which means I have to figure out just how far apart it would be, because, well, 4 blocks in Scrap Mechanic and 4 blocks in Minecraft would be a substantial difference. For example, 4 Minecraft blocks like this, side by each, would be the length of a full-size piston. And that means that that unit would have to float on a full-size piston all the way on the opposite side of the ship build, and I don't know if that would be a good idea. Maybe a vehicle that drives back and forth on rails that has sensors, that has a way to eject blocks and place a block, because I want it to be able to place 4 blocks high, for example, because if I'm building it, I'm building the whole wall on the outside, and then I'm figuring out where the inside wall is 4 blocks, and then that's what a corner would be. So it would be, if this is a corner, you know, there's 4 blocks and it's 1 block in. So I want it to be able to identify that I have a block of 4 plus a block of 1 or a block of 3, you know, and these are attached by another block, but only just a single thickness, you know. So rather than have an entire block on the inside, I can have just a single thick block. Now what I can do later, of course, is once it's figured out, then I could come back and say, okay, well, this would be a corner, so then let's place this game, let's place a corner like that, for example, and give me an angle as opposed to just having a straight, sharp, jagged edge. And then off the top of the block, of course, you know, I could carry that up. But if I had another block that, say, this one stuck out, as ship builds usually do, they taper out and have a single block that sits overhanging, for example. Come on, please. Oh, this game. Then what I could do is I could fill it in such a manner that this outside edge could be stepped back like that, and then the next layer down, you know, kind of stepped out a layer kind of thing, and then the next layer up, stepped out a layer kind of thing. And then I could work it to make it a little bit more sloped in, if you will, or I could prune parts off. So I mean, it gives me a little bit more leeway on my build, but I would still want to be able to duplicate that on opposite sides. So if you have any suggestions or ideas, or know anybody who's really creative with building, that's what I'm trying to do, is something that can copy a build pattern 1 layer at a time on the opposite side. So that's one trick. Now I've got a whole whack of these stupid clothing dealies here that are just aching to be looked at. So I think maybe what I'll do is I'll grab some cotton and we'll get old Mr. Dress Spot here working away on these. Now this little glow by, he's just giving her. I've got enough glow for most of what I'm doing, so I'm not too worried about picking too much more up. Like, I don't really need it for anything except for some minor building, like these glow sticks and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I have enough, and this is totally full. So I mean, I've got now like 4 chests or 5 chests full of this wood, so I'm not too worried about not so worried that I might use it all up here with this build. Okay, let's just clean this mess up and then we'll see what he said is beautiful. And unboxing number 1, gloves. Okay, let's have him get him going again. Alright, unbox. Oh yes, that backpack. Do something better there, dude. Alright, he said something else is done. Fabulous, even. Alright, we got another backpack. Yeah, I know. So what? Let's have a look at those backpacks here. Okay, there we go. So we've got this one, which looks like a airport luggage backpack. And this one, which looks like a garbage can. Yeah, looks like something you'd wear if you're out picking up dog poop. Okay, I'm going to stick with the courier backpack. And I gotta say, I mean, you can't take the backpack off. I mean, this harness is hardwired into the mechanic. Astonishing, he says. Oh, more gloves. Okay, cool. Keep making me stuff. So again, we got more gloves. Got these little... Whoops. That's not the button I wanted. Two-tone kind of meh. These ones we had before. These ones are driver's gloves. These actually kind of suit me more. It's more like along the lines of the kind of gloves I would wear. Red and black pants. Don't tell Scrap Man, but I got his pants. Alright, 2 more to go. Yeah, t-shirt. And finally, last wing. And lastly, another pair of gloves. Okay, well that was it for the dress spot. Now I'd love to share the build with you guys. Unfortunately, I have to watch the Lord Dakar video while I'm building, because otherwise what will happen is I will watch part of it, I will get an understanding of how many numbers I have to do, and then I will multiply those numbers by 4 and work on the 4x4 grid that I have to do for each block. And you're going to see a lot of counting and recounting and just sitting here looking at blocks for extended periods of time. So I am going to stop here for now. This whole ship is probably not going to be built in one episode. In fact, I highly doubt I'm going to get a good portion of it done, simply because it will take several hours. But I'm going to pause here for now, and then I'm going to build the first little bit of the ship. Try and get some of the hull laid out. Basically the entire keel and maybe the first couple of layers, and then I think because I'm probably going to be searching for materials, and I still will have to go swimming for a whole whack of bubble wrap, because a large part of the blocks will be just filled with bubble wrap. If I got a void, rather than fill it with the tier 1 blocks, I'll fill it with the bubble wrap so that it will help float. So I mean, I have a lot of oil to collect yet for that. But I figured I've got enough of the wood to get started. So we'll get started on that, and I'll pick it up after I have placed at least a full chest full of wood and done the layout on that. And then we'll see where we're at. So don't go away, kids. For you, we'll be right back. For me, I'm not going to say how long it'll be. Okay, we're back. I have placed just the skeleton frame of the first layer. There it is, the big super reveal. That's right, I'm building a small boat. I had to move it into the water. I was trying to build it on land. Oh, I haven't finished this part here. I was building it on land and I ran out of space. I was just basically running into the tractor or running into the bridge or whatever. Whoops, and I fell off the edge. So what I'm thinking I might do is I will go grab some shack walls, and I'm going to give myself a platform around the outside of this to kind of work off of, work on. But this is the first layer. Put the shack walls down, give myself a scaffold to work around the outside of this thing so I stop falling in. I'll probably do is I will fill the floor in. One good thing about these wood blocks is those metal strips show up every fourth spot. So you can see here in the front where I was actually counting cubes, I had a metal strip at either end of that cube, which made it really easy. So it was just basically count 1, 2, 3, 4 as your 4 block spacing. So far I've used a fairly good size amount of one small chest just doing this, and this is just skeletal frame. This isn't filled in. And as I said, I'm also going to do is I'm going to go over, I will probably trim a bit of this edge off and smooth this out so it follows a smooth contour as opposed to these jagged lines. But for now, we're just going to follow the Minecraft tutorial straight out of the box, and then we'll make it pretty. So I'm going to cut here again. I'll be back after I've got the scaffolding on around, like some scaffold around the outside to work off of, so I'm not falling in the water all the time. And then we will continue with or I will continue with the second layer of this ship, and we'll see how that looks. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Here is the second layer of the ship. Again, each layer being just a single Minecraft block high. As you can see, the first layer is now almost completely submerged. And where these two expanded metal here, whatever this is, this steel, this mesh, I guess, where these mesh are, this is where the propellers would be placed on the Minecraft tutorial. He actually comes out with iron blocks, 4 iron blocks, and then 2 gold blocks, builds a gold block colored propeller, out another block, and then builds the rudder in behind there. I'm not going to play with that detail yet, mainly because I'm not sure if I'm going to have functional or just decorative propeller systems on here. I'm really hoping that they open up the ability to start removing blocks from the warehouse, because otherwise I may have to do is import a mod that gives me access to more of the blocks, because there are some blocks that I would really like to have For example, the plastic block, I would love to be able to skin the entire perimeter of this with plastic block, because it's a featureless texture block, which is what I would really like to like. Something that has low friction. I need very low friction, and something with no texture or detail in it, which is, yeah, that's going to be a challenge on its own. But there's level 2. I'm going to start off on level 3. I'm already well on my way through 2 full small chests of wood onto this right now. I estimated approximately 10 to 15, so I know I'm going to be very short on the tier 3 wood before I get done. But for the most part, I'm going to go with what I have. And when I start filling in the skin, again, it's like I said, I got to figure out a skin color or a skin that I can work with. So don't go away, kids. Once again, I'll be right back after we have placed layer number 3. Okay, we are finished the, what is this, the 3rd layer now. That's 3 layers up. As you can see, it's already sinking down over the top of the first layer. Is now practically completely submerged. My computer's getting kind of framing. I don't think it's so much that I've got this big contraption going, but I've also got a YouTube window open and the recording software on and everything else. So yeah, that's part of the reason I'm so framey right now. But yeah, so we're a full layer underwater already, which is okay. One more layer up, and then it's the watermark layer. So theoretically, this boat is supposed to be this much underwater. So the actual original boat, the real life boat that this is modeled on, is that far underwater. So we're just going to do one more layer here, and then I'm going to end it for the watermark layer, and then I'll pick it up next episode and we'll do some more building. I might have to do a lot more resource collection and such as well. But yeah, in case you're wondering what you're missing, it's literally me walking up and looking at blocks, looking at a number on my thing, and going, okay, drag out this, you know, this, and then cursing at it because it won't stay connected, and like, that's what you're missing. Just in case anybody's wondering what I'm cutting out all this good stuff. No, there's no good stuff. It's just me counting. So don't go away. I'll be back after I've completed the 4th layer, and that will be it for this episode. Okay, well, here we are with the end of level 4, the 4th level. The next level up is the water line level. So basically, if everything balances out correctly, the level I'm at right now should be the level that is sitting right at the wave level. Everything below that is going to be below water. Everything above that should be above water. I kind of want to see if I can balance the ballast in this craft to actually do that. So it means a lot of this center section is just going to be solid mats of like bubble wrap and whatever, to try and keep the boat afloat at this point. It is quite large, but I mean it is a full size boat. We're not building some little tiny dinky little skiff or speedboat. We're building something to move around the map in. I don't want to have to move around the map, find something interesting, and then come zooting back and forth with just a little little boat. I want to just pull up. Say I want to go to, like, I don't know, that peninsula over there where it's all desert sand. I could just literally go over there. My entire facility, base, processing lab, harvesting facility, tractor, tree plant, everything would be on here. I just drop it all off, unpack what I need, park the boat. I mean, if I'm worried about frames, like if frames become an issue because the boat is floating and that sort of thing, there's always the option to just simply drop anchor, if you will, which is basically I'll just take some pipe pieces and literally weld the boat to some pipe pieces, and when I'm ready to go, I just remove the pipe pieces and away we go. But that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you're enjoying some Scrap Mechanic, while we slowly work our way towards building this this little boat here to tootle around on. So next episode I'm going to try, so the next level is water level and up. Next episode I'm going to try to see how much of the upper deck I can get built, still following the same pattern. I'm just going to follow the Minecraft tutorial and then I'll edit after. As you can tell, there are a lot of like spots where some real smoothing can happen. I mean, I could shave this down, so like the wall only has to be 1 block thick, but I could shave it down by tapering it in along the edge. I mean, bring it up to a 2 block wide point, that sort of thing. Lots that can be done to bring this down to just the kind of level that I need it to be at. So thanks all for watching, kids. See you on the next episode, and good night for now.